I'm going to show you how to make the best steak and chips. Juicy, tender, and cooked to absolute perfection. A beautifully seared steak with full of flavor inside. Served with crispy pepper chips and a green jalapeno sauce. Whether you're cooking for a special dinner or just craving a next level steak night, this recipe delivers restaurant quality flavor. Without further ado, let's get started. Chef presents. Let's start with our steak. I'm using a sirloin. You could use any other steak like ribeye, rump steak, etc. Or first, for using a kitchen paper, we're gonna pat dry the steak. Moisture is the killer for the perfect sear. Now what some chefs do is they season the steak and then they leave it in the fridge for a couple of hours for dry brine. That will just uplift the flavors a bit more, you know. Go with a good touch of salt. Make sure the steak is at room temperature. You don't want to cook a cold steak. And coarsely ground black pepper. If your pepper is too fine, you know, it will just burn in the pan. So keep that in mind. Now turn it around and do the same from the other side. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Now, like I said before, if you want, you can dry brine this for more flavor. Just leave it in the fridge for a couple of hours. But if you're in a bit of a rush, then we are ready to cook this. To make our sauce, first of all, I'm going with the tomatillas, which are basically green tomatoes. And with some of these jalapenos, that's a really nice flavor, a bit of heat. A green chili, garlic for more flavor. Or go some of the fresh coriander. And with the juice of fresh lemon or lime, you could also throw in some of the zest in there. And I also like to throw in some of the vinegar in there. And now for the spices, I'm using here sumac, some of the cumin, salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and some of the chili flakes for extra heat. And now you want to cover and blend this. Just blend it to your desired consistency. A really nice consistency, exactly what we're looking for. Now you want to have a little taste and adjust anything if you need to. Wow, our mouth-watering green sauce done. And now for our steak, I'm using a steel pan. You could also use a cast iron pan instead. First, you want to turn the heat on high. Get the pan nice and hot. We're going with a good touch of oil. You want to use a neutral oil, something like sunflower, avocado. Or once the oil is nice and smoking hot, we're going with our steak. First, we're just gonna render some of the fat. Oh, now always away from you. Make sure the steak is touching the pan, alright? We're gonna let this cook for around 2 minutes first. There we go. Start your timer, alright? Never overcook the steak. Carefully turn this around. Look at that. We've got an amazing sear on the steak. You know exactly what we're looking for. Going with a few knobs of butter. Now let the steak cook to an internal temperature of around 48 to 50 Celsius. And some of the garlic. Let the butter melt before we throw in our rosemary and some of the thyme. Perfect. Now we're gonna go with some of the rosemary and thyme. Just turn the heat to low and bake that steak. Let the steak rest for around 5 minutes. Just cover it slightly, alright? You don't want to steam up the steak inside. It's best to rest it on a wire rack so the air can circulate. If you were to cut the steak straight away, obviously the juices will go all over. You want to let some of the juices stay inside the steak. With the leftover juices, you could make a sauce. Nice and juicy, a perfectly cooked steak, you know, so delicious. Alright, so for our chips, grab yourself a pan with a good touch of oil. The heat is on medium high. Here with your onions. And these mixed peppers. You want to lightly saute those peppers and onions. Red chili flakes. And with a touch of this black vinegar. In with your cooked chips. Give that a really good mix. Look at that. Beautiful. Amazing. Here we go, some of the chicken seasoning, some of the Korean red pepper flakes, garlic granules, MSG, salt, white pepper, some of the black pepper. All goes straight in. Some of the spring onions and red chili. Again, a really good mix that. And combine everything properly, alright? Just turn off the heat now. Alright, let's play this out. First we're going with our chips. Our amazing steak bites goes on the top. Serving it with some of the leftover garlic sauce from previous video. And of course our delicious green jalapeno sauce. You could serve it with some of the crispy onions on the top as well. That looks so mouth-watering. One of the best steak and chips that you guys gonna try. Trust me. Alright guys, let's try our delicious steak and chips. They look amazing. Let's try some of the chips first. Bismillah. Wow, these are so delicious. Alright, let's start with steak now. I'm just gonna throw in some more sauce. Wow, so delicious, you know. Has a really nice meaty flavor and the sauce balances this out so well. Just trying it with some of the chips now. Bismillah. Let's just try the steak on its own first. Absolutely mouth-watering. A really nice flavor from those chips and the steak. A perfect combination. Honestly lost for words. Steak is nice and juicy and the sauce complements it so well. So much flavor, like I said before, one of the best steak and chips that you guys gonna try. Really hope you guys will enjoy this video with your family and friends. Please do me a favor and get this video to 5,000 likes. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, make sure you like. Inshallah, see you next time. Until then, salam. Make for your mom. Make for your dad. Make for your family. Enjoy.